Right guys, welcome back to another video, and I am back, right? If you hadn't known, I've actually been away for a while. I was away for 2 weeks. I tried to keep up on the videos. I did miss a few days. I think I missed 2 days on this channel, actually, in the end. It's because I didn't really want to put out anything, because I didn't really have anything that was really good. I had some videos, but they weren't very good quality, and they weren't really up to date with what was going on in the Premier League kind of right now, you see. But today, what I thought we could do is, I thought we could do a recap of game week 1 and everything which kind of happened in game week 1. And it was very interesting, right? I'm just going to be going through the results I picked for the game week 1 and talk about them. Because it wasn't, I don't know, we'll get into the predictions and I'll explain how I've done. So the first game was Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. It was 2-0 to Arsenal. I predicted 2-1 to Arsenal as well. So I was only 1 goal out. I did think that Crystal Palace would do something. If you did watch the game, it was kind of like Crystal Palace did have enough chances. They had many chances to score and quite a few one-on-ones where they should have scored. It wasn't disappointing for me because I actually did make a last-minute change on my FPL and put Zinchenko in, so I was quite happy about that. I was quite happy I was wrong, but I was kind of right about this one. Arsenal kind of dominated the game. I thought Crystal Palace might get a last-minute kind of like consolation goal kind of thing. They didn't manage it. They had a really good game though and played really well. But Arsenal just were class, to be fair. Like that one-touch football by Arsenal, class football that is by Arsenal. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans are overhyping what they've done, but this first game against a good Crystal Palace side, by the way, is a very good sign of what's to come for Arsenal Football Club. Moving on to Fulham versus Liverpool. Now, this is my worst prediction, I think, but I predicted 3-0 to Liverpool. It was 2-2. Fulham were actually very good. Like, Mitrovic is proving me wrong dramatically. It upset me quite a lot because I was like, oh, Mitrovic won't do anything. He's not going to be very good again. Bearing in mind, 1 was a penalty, but like, it is what it is. He got 2 goals, man. Like, he played really well. Even outside of the goals, he played extremely well, and I was very impressed with what Mitrovic did. Liverpool, poor coming out in the first half. It was very slow, and it was a very slow start for Liverpool, which I wasn't very used to. I was quite surprised they played this way. Also, I was very surprised Firmino started as well over Núñez, who actually did come on and get a goal and assist. So it was a bit weird why Firmino started, especially when Núñez scored in that Community Shield game. I'm not sure why Firmino started, but as soon as Núñez came on, they played a lot better. Salah got a goal and assist, which was very useful for the FPL team, but this was a horrible prediction by me. But realistically, Liverpool should have had this one in the bag easily. Like, they started so slow and were very poor defensively. Virgil van Dijk did not have a very good game, in my opinion. Trent didn't have a very good game defensively. He got beaten in the air by Mitrovic, which obviously Mitrovic is a very big guy and he's going to beat you in the air, but you need to have better positioning than Trent did and more awareness, in my opinion. Moving on to Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. Now, what did I predict this one? I predicted a 1-1, and this was a shock result, by the way. I said there'd be some shock results because there always is in the Premier League. It's never one-sided, really. You get some teams beating other teams, which we'll see in a minute as well, with another game which came up on Sunday. But Bournemouth did beat Aston Villa 2-0. Aston Villa were very wasteful in front of goal, didn't have many shots on target, but should have scored realistically. I was very impressed with Bournemouth and how they played the game, and this was a very surprising result to me. I thought Bournemouth were going to have no fight in them, but respect to Bournemouth, you're proving me wrong. Bournemouth and Fulham are proving me wrong right now, so I really, I'm very impressed with Bournemouth and what they did. I still don't think you're staying up, guys. I am sorry, but you're not staying up, but I'm very impressed with what you did. Next, moving on to Leeds versus Wolves. I said it would be a 1-0 Wolves win. And it was that for about, I don't know how long. But then Wolves kind of bottled it to Leeds, which was a bit surprising. I didn't really watch this game. So I don't really know what happened. I watched the highlights and stuff and saw the stats. But it was a bit of a dead game, I think. It wasn't very exciting, but it was a good win for Leeds. Leeds, again, surprised me again. I thought that they would struggle as well against the team like Wolves, because they are good defensively, and I thought as soon as Wolves scored that first goal, I thought it was going to be a classic 1-0 Wolves, like I predicted, but wasn't to be, I guess. Moving on to Newcastle versus Forest, I went for a 2-1, it was actually 2-0. I thought this would happen. I thought, like, Nottingham Forest running off adrenaline would score the first goal, maybe. It was just a bit disappointing, you know. Forest needs to be better if they want to stay up. Newcastle, very wasteful in front of goal, but still got the job done. I was quite impressed with them, but again, very wasteful, not as impressive as other teams. Then, moving on to Spurs versus Southampton, I went for a 2-0 Spurs win against Southampton. It was actually 4-1. It was very scary because James Ward-Prowse scored a great goal in those opening minutes. And then, literally, Spurs just ran riot, pretty much. Kulusevski had the best game of his life, pretty much. He was very good, and I was very impressed with Kulusevski. But a great performance from Spurs and a great fight back and a great team spirit. Moving on to probably the most boring game in the whole thing, Everton versus Chelsea, which I actually got one right. Hooray! I got a prediction right. Let's go. I said 1-0 to Chelsea. I just felt neither team have a very good attacking, like team, you know what I mean? Neither of them have very good, attackers. So I was like, it could just be a 1-0 to Chelsea, and that's what it was. It was very uninspiring by Chelsea, very uninspiring. I wasn't impressed with them whatsoever. They didn't get the ball to Sterling enough, in my opinion. Sterling made some good runs, and they just didn't give it him. So it was a bit disappointing in that regard, but if they can get it to Sterling, they might be able to play better, more creative. And Everton, very poor. I don't really want to speak about Everton, very poor. Moving on to the Sunday games. Now, just a quick heads up, I watched all of these games except for the Leicester one because it wasn't on TV. I watched them all on a boat. So I was on a ferry from Dublin to Wales or something, and I was watching these games. And I think it was very interesting watching the Man United game because it just looks still like Man United. And the worst part is, man, they didn't even start with the striker. They started up with Christian Eriksen up front, which I get it. Ronaldo's not been there for pre-season really, but Martial's injured, so you think, oh, Ronaldo's definitely starting. He didn't. Ronaldo came off the bench. How many times have you seen Ronaldo come off the bench? It's not a good look for them. Honestly, it was literally like watching the same old Manchester United, wasteful in front of goal, lacking creativity, and horrible defensively. He really needs to sort them out. Just because you look good in pre-season doesn't mean you're going to translate that into the Prem. And shout out to Brighton for this one. I almost got this one right, you know. I predicted a 2-2 Brighton, and I think I even said Brighton will score, then Man United will score, then Brighton will score, then Man United will score. And if Man United were good, they could have scored easily against this Brighton team. They've lost two of their best players this summer. They've lost Basuma, they've lost Cucurella, and the summer before that, they lost Ben White as well. This team is great recruitment, and I'm very impressed with Brighton. But they shouldn't have won this game. Man United should have had too much for them, and it is a bit embarrassing for Man United, in my opinion. Moving on to Leicester versus Brentford. Now, I said 2-0 to Leicester. It didn't go that way. Well, it did go that way, actually. Leicester were 2-0 up. Great goals by Dewsbury Hall and Castagna. Great goals. I was very impressed with them. But as soon as I saw that notification that Ivan Toney had scored, I was like, yep, we've bottled it again. Leicester are the biggest bottlers I've ever seen in my life. This team is the biggest bottle job. How can Daniel Amati play at centre-back? Oh, I need to make a video on this. I'm making a video on Leicester soon because we've obviously lost Kasper Schmeichel. Danny Ward is not a bad keeper. A lot of people are saying, oh, they don't have a keeper. Danny Ward is a good keeper. I promise you he is. I've seen him enough times to let you know he's a good keeper. But oh my god, Daniel Amati is so bad. So bad. And I'm not saying Soyuncu is any better, but Daniel Amati is one of the worst defenders I think I've ever seen in my lifetime, to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you there. But that's enough about them. I got it wrong. It was 2-2. Brentford played extremely well. I'm very happy for Josh Da Silva, who came back from that hip injury. I'm very happy he's back and he's playing again, to be honest. I love seeing people come back from injuries, and he deserves to be back. So let's move on swiftly from Leicester because I don't want to talk about it anymore. We'll make a video on Leicester soon. Don't you worry. Moving on to the final game, West Ham versus Manchester City. I said Haaland would be bad, and it's not true. I'm an idiot. I already admit I'm wrong. He's got 2 goals already. He got that pen, which as soon as he got that touch, pen, definite pen. He wasn't ever missing that, by the way. he played extremely well. And Kevin De Bruyne, extremely good player as well. He played really well as well. I was very impressed with Manchester City. I predicted 3-1 to Man City, so I thought it'd be a comfortable win. I thought it'd be 3-0 at half-time, and then West Ham would score a consolation. They didn't manage to do that, to be fair. Scamacca came on, looked all right. Not a bad performance, but they literally did nothing. They got played around the park. Oh my god, 75.4% possession. That is how you start off a season. Like, they started off so well against a really good West Ham team. People forget how good this West Ham team is. It's a very good team. And if they continue to play like this the whole season, 75% possession against the team that came 7th last season is unbelievable. Unbelievable, to be honest. It's crazy. But, yeah, I'm not being funny. They had 833 passes to West Ham's 263. That is dreadful by West Ham. But they did nothing. They had one shot on target. But very well played by Manchester City. But that is the end of the video, guys. This is my kind of roundup of the Premier League game week number 1. I'm going to be making a few more videos. It's back to the videos that it usually is. Hopefully better quality, and hopefully I can perform at a good level. Yeah, coming up. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have watched this far, I really do appreciate it, and thank you so much for watching.